Welcome back to the music class number 4. I've showed you the symbols of the sound and silence that's in music. And remember, music is a whole bunch of opposites. Sound, silence, long and short, high and low. They're all a part of music. Very simple terms. Well, today, I thought I'd just bring these two symbols together. And I did. These are the symbols of sound. These are notes. This is the symbol of silence, which are called rests. Remember that a note tells us when to sing or when to play. This is telling us when not to sing or not to play. Let somebody else do it. Now, just like an algebraic equation like this one, whatever you do to this side of the equation, notice we've divided by 2 to get x by itself, we have to do to this side of the equation. So that's why we went 2x divided by 2 equals 6 divided by 2, and now we know that that x equals 3. That's part of an algebraic equation. That's the same thing here. They equal. Whatever you have on this side, you have on this side. Notice that we have a whole note here, and we have a whole rest here. 2 half notes, 2 half rests. 4 quarter notes, 4 quarter rest. 8 eighth notes, 8 eighth rest. 16 16th notes, 16 16th rest. And they equal each other. And by the way, don't stop there. We can continue going down to other notes like 32nds, 64th, 128th. We can continue getting more and more smaller parts of the note and the rest. And notice that we have 1 flag, we have 1 flag, 2 flags, 2 flags, and if we keep going, we'd have 3 flags, 3 flags, 4 flags, 4 flags. So whatever we do on one side of the equation, we do to the other side of the equation. I want you to pay particular close attention to these numbers right here in the middle. This is telling us what part of the whole note or the whole rest these other notes and rests are. For instance, 1/16. Well, this is a 16th note and a 16th rest. 1/16 is just the 1. But it takes 16 of these to equal one of those. Or this is 1/16th of a whole note or a whole rest. This kind of becomes the name of these notes and rest as we go up. 16th notes, rest, 8th note, 8th rest, quarter note, quarter rest, half note, half rest. This number is going to become very important later on. So pay close attention to it. These numbers are the actual labels of the notes and rest. This is sound and silence. All part of that opposites that we talked about earlier. Okay, now let's talk about another group of opposites. High and low sounds. We can't have high and low silences, right? Because silences are silent. You don't make noise with silences, so it's high and low sounds. Now I'm going to erase all of this, but you could always come back and revisit this, and then you can get, review, get more information if you need to. I wanted to show you this. Remember we talked about how music has evolved. Well, look over here. These red lines are showing this era about how high and how low to sing. Well, if you're going to play a piece of music and you want other people to play your piece of music, you have to tell them, hey, this is how high or how low. So we're going to just draw a line. I hope that's straight. So now we have a line here that shows you low, high. That's pretty cool. That really starts things out. Kind of easy. But wait a minute. That's only like low and high. Some people can sing lower. Some people can sing higher. Hey, let's add another line. Okay, now we've got 2 lines. So we kind of have low, middle, and high. But we've got people who can sing higher or sing lower. Maybe they want to go higher and lower than what is shown here or what you want to write. So they did something like this. They had 4 lines. Okay, that lasted for quite a while. And it worked out really well, as you can see, a lot of music has been published that way. Well, that's not quite good enough. It finally evolved into what we now know today: 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is called a staff. Did you notice when I'm writing this down that the word staff has 5 letters and there's a space between each letter? Same thing with our written line. Always count from the bottom. That's my cat. Count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting from the bottom is kind of universal because you're going to have somebody say, I want to put a note on the 5th line. Well, that's always the top line. I want to go to the 3rd space. Well, counting from the bottom, we know that the 3rd space is up from the bottom right there. This is called a staff. And it's worked out really, really great. And remember, anything that would have 5 that would help remind you of a staff would work. Like the word staff, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, 4 spaces. Hey, your hand can be a staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the spaces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could even use your toes. I would use my toes, but that might be a little weird, so I'm not going to. But this is a staff. This is what we write music on. 5 lines, 4 spaces. This is what we've evolved to in music, of course. And this is what we're going to use from now on when we start putting our music together. Now, the next time we meet, we're going to give this staff some letter names, and we're also going to bring in some information about the piano. Sorry for the ums. But we'll see you then next time. Thank you.